Hi, my name is Bill Kakis. I want to thank you for joining the presentation today. We're going to talk about some things in the personal injury niche that most likely you've never heard of before. Some of this technology that we're able to leverage is something that is not available to the vast majority of the population out there. We're going to talk about consumer intelligence, behavioral data, intelligent marketing, combined with an automated follow-up that has created some really very impressive campaigns of the likes that we've never seen before. These campaigns have been tried and tested. We've literally spent six figures in ad spend over the last year testing and refining these ads in our campaigns and our funnels, and we're generating these results that are consistent and predictable day in and day out. We have several of these campaigns running right now, and each one is performing very well, and our clients are very happy. So my name is Bill Kakis. I'm one of the managing partners here at Tell All Digital that was established back in 2010. I have over 20 years internet marketing experience. I originally got started because I was involved in a family business in the wedding and event industry for many years. I was actually fourth generation in that business. I took a look at all the marketing and advertising that we were doing because we were spending literally thousands every single month, and did a real hard look and audit at everything and decided that we were getting ripped off every single month. We were paying for ineffective marketing. Yeah, we got our name out there on some of these, but without the ROI and spending all this money, as you guys know, if the ROI is not there, we're just throwing money out the window. So after about a month of really digging in and looking at everything, I got fed up. I fired everybody. I stopped all the SEO and the advertising, all the publications that were in. I stopped everything, and I learned how to do internet marketing myself. I was very fortunate to meet somebody that became a mentor of mine back from the birth of the internet, I guess you could say. This guy was a leader in marketing, and he kind of took me under his wing a bit back then. Again, going back 25 years plus, showed me the ropes, showed me how to do everything from building websites to getting them found on Google. And within literally 3 short months, we had 2 websites that were just ranking all over Google. You couldn't put any New York wedding related keyword into Google without our sites coming up on page 1. And subsequently, that generated a ton of leads, a ton of business, a ton of exposure, and really took our company to the next level in a very short period of time. I've been featured in Newsweek, NPR, New York Times, ABC, Fox, Digital Journal, Lawyers Weekly, and many other publications, all within this past year. A lot of it discussing a lot of our different advertising and methods that we are using. I am Google certified, Google AdWords certified, and because of my past and background, I am 100% results and ROI driven. It has to make sense for everybody. A win for us is a win when our clients win, and I'm sure for you guys, that's the same attitude. When your clients win, then you win. And that's the attitude that we take. And I'm sick and tired of watching businesses get ripped off day in and day out. So we're going to talk about demand generation, analyzing the hiring phases of your target market. Well, if you look at this pyramid, the bottom 90% are people who are not interested at all, have zero interest, no need for a personal injury attorney. When you're dealing with personal injury, there's not a set demographic. It's not like you could go after just a particular age range or income or geographic demographic to target your audience. Everybody and anybody is prone to being hurt by somebody else's negligence. There is no set demographic for that. It doesn't matter how old you are, what age you are, what food you eat, it makes no difference. We're all prone to those same types of pitfalls. So what we're able to do now with our consumer intelligence behavior, we are currently following 250 million Americans' online behavior. And we could put a microscope on those 250 million people and see who is performing the online intent and who has that behavior and that intent where they are looking and ready to hire a personal injury attorney. And that's the top 10% that we focus on, and certainly on that top 3%, which is the golden egg portion right there. But that other 7% we don't want to ignore them because those are people that can be swayed with the right messaging. And we've pulled a lot of people from that 7% and brought them into the 3%. So as I said, our consumer intelligence database is currently following 250 million Americans. And this is all using artificial intelligence and machine learning by analyzing 25 billion real-time behavior points a day. And we're looking at things like what websites are they going to, what keywords are they putting in the search engines, what type of campaigns are they responding to, what ads they're clicking on, what email campaigns that they're responding to, what type of content they're consuming. Are they reading reviews from other attorneys? Are they looking up possible settlements amounts from their injuries? Are they looking on Avo? Are they researching different legal blogs and researching their potential cases that they could have? What are they doing on social media? Their geolocation. Did they visit a hospital? Were they in an emergency room in your area recently and also performing these types of behaviors? Certainly anything online. Are they looking at your competition? We're looking at so many different things and creating literally dozens, even hundreds of layers of behaviors that we're looking at from these 250 million Americans to create these behavioral profiles of people that are actively looking for a personal injury attorney. This is Fortune 500 level data. Fortune 500 companies are using this type of data. Before, there's only a handful of us out there that have licenses to this data that we can distribute this on a smaller level. You would usually need to be spending six figures in ad spend a month to get this data, even if you knew where to even get this. Your competition is not using this data, at least not yet anyway. So by having this data and having this intelligence behind you gives you I think you might agree by the end of this presentation can give you a pretty big leg up on your competition when it comes to reaching your target market. So as I mentioned, one of our triggers that we use, behavioral triggers, we look at people that have visited a hospital or emergency room, pain management clinics in your area. And we're taking that as a behavior and also looking at all the other behaviors that they're doing as well. Last year we were doing campaigns just on geo-targeting, where we were geofencing hospitals and emergency rooms, and that's where we essentially draw an invisible fence around a location and captures the mobile IDs of people that are in that location so we can serve them ads. Sometimes those campaigns were very effective, and many times they were not as effective as we wanted them to be. And what we realized after really digging in on this and spending a lot of money testing is that although hospitals and emergency rooms do contain your target market in there, the people that were injured due to someone else's negligence, there's also a big audience in there that is not that has not passed that litmus test, where they're in there for either their own injuries, their own health issues, plus all the hundreds and thousands of people that are going through the hospital, between people visiting people, medical staff, emergency staff, security staff, deliveries going in and out. So yes, we were getting some of our targets, but it ended up being too broad, and we weren't getting a strong enough ROI. So what we did is our programmers went back to the drawing board, and they used this as a behavioral target, finding people that visited the hospitals, emergency rooms, and using that as one of our behaviors that we're layering together, making our data much stronger. Now, every week we get fresh lists of data of people, actual people, not bots, not anonymous cookies, but people that can be identified by name who are in the market. And we take that and we were able to magnify that message to these people, because since we know who these people are, we can create our custom audience out of them and upload them right into Facebook and the different ad networks. And then we take it one step further, because Facebook and Google have the world's greatest behavioral data out there. What we ask them to do now is we take our list and we run campaigns to the people that we've identified, but we also ask Google and Facebook to create a lookalike audience out of these people, for them to find people that they determine are exhibiting these similar types of behaviors and run campaigns to them. So we're really hitting a good amount of people that are in the market, and not just throwing out a blanket net of anybody that hasn't been injured or showing any intent. And that's what makes our campaigns really, really strong at the end of the day. So we're running two different types of personal injury campaigns. As I said, we've spent nearly six figures in ad spend, if not more, testing and refining these campaigns to where we have them where they are consistent and generating predictable results. We're running general personal injury campaigns, which covers the gamuts of personal injuries, everything from car accidents to work accidents, malpractice, slip and falls, negligent injuries, product liability, wrongful death, and people not happy with their current attorney. Within the last 6 or 7 months, we've been able to dial in on that much stronger and really focus on people that have been in motor vehicle and pedestrian truck accidents, bike, and also people who are not happy with their current attorney that end up putting themselves back in the market because they're frustrated and they go back and they're showing that online intent again. We've had numerous amounts of clients win cases from clients that were not happy with their attorneys. I'm sure we all hear it out there, people that aren't happy with their attorneys, they've signed with their case, months go by, they don't hear from them, the cases go kind of cold, they're not interacting, people get frustrated, and they look for other attorneys. So we position you in front of those people as well. So this is something, before we go on, I want to touch upon. You can switch out the word salespeople with attorneys. We found that this is pretty accurate across the board, and with legal, very much so, because look, most of our clients don't have dedicated people to follow up consistently and regularly with leads that they get. And so many leads end up going cold because of either the failure to follow up altogether or their lack of attempts on following up if they can't get somebody. So these are pretty much real world numbers. There's lots of different studies out there and have numbers showing similar to this, all in the same range. But 40% of leads never get followed up on. 40% of attorneys never follow up with a lead. The lead will hit their inbox. They get busy. They're working on a case. They're in court. They don't have somebody else to hand it off to do the follow up. 25% of them will make a second contact and stop. 12% make 3 contacts or more and stop, and only 10% will make more than 3 attempts. Now, how those translate at the end of the day is 2% of those sales are made on the first contact, 3% are made on the second, 5% on the third, 10% on the fourth, and 80% of all deals closed are made after the 5th to 12th contact. How many leads that you've received have you made 4, 5, 6 contacts with? Well, we know it's nearly an impossibility for most attorneys and most businesses out there, because they don't have the systems in place to do this. And as I said, once you get busy, you get new leads. These leads end up falling off and becoming cold very quick. And to that effect, the speed in which a lead is first contact makes a huge difference. And there are lots of studies supporting this. There are actually some that say that the odds are much more high, but even if you follow up with a web lead within 5 minutes, you're 9 times more likely to convert them. So that first 5 minutes is crucial. But even as challenging as it is to follow up consistently, it's even more challenging to follow up within 5 minutes. That lead hits your inbox, and what if you're on the call? What if you're in court? What if you're in a conference with a client? And if you don't have somebody else to do that, well, that lead just goes cold. And taking that one step further, there's a 10x decrease in your odds of making contact with the lead after the first 5 minutes. Why? Because when they fill out that lead form, they're thinking about it. It's on their mind. It's a concern at the moment. But we are creatures with limited attention span. Especially if we're seeing an ad on Facebook and, 2 minutes later, we're looking at a cute cat video or something like that. So that getting to that lead within the first 5 minutes is crucial. So we've actually developed ways of handling that for you and taking that pain point away. And we're going to talk about that next. But once we identify these people, we will send them ads, high converting ads that are tried and tested. We drive them to a high converting landing page that's also been tried and tested and split tested dozens and dozens of times. And we get them to that landing page, and they fill out a nice little survey and they opt in. So we create this proven high converting sales funnel, and we've increased the conversion with a proven automated follow-up sequence, and that consists of email, ringless voicemails, and SMS text messages. Now, everybody's filled out a form requesting information, so this is all on the up and up, being able to contact them. They've all opted in to get more information from you and to be contacted by you. And ringless voicemails, if you're not familiar with them, they're extremely powerful. What they are is they're a voicemail message that you'll record, and we have several scripts that you can use, and we can help you craft these, where it sounds like you, the attorney, picked up the phone, called that person, inquiring about their injuries and case, and inviting them in for a free consultation. This message, the scripts, they're generic, but they're recorded where they sound specifically enough where you're picking up the phone and calling each individual person. And this gets delivered right to their cell phone voicemail without their phone ringing. They'll look at their phone and they'll see that they have a voicemail, a missed call on there, and they'll listen to it and they'll hear your message. We also back that up with text messages and email. And we're magnifying this message. We're doing this over a period of several days, where we're alternating the different messaging and sending them at different times of the day. And we found this to be extremely, extremely productive, and at the end of the day has generated tremendous results. This is one campaign that's generated 64 prospects. This is another one that generated 58 prospects, and we have the ability on this dashboard. Actually, there's the dashboard that you would receive as a client, where you can manage all of these leads. You could view all their communications. You could update the status if a lead became a client or not. And you could see that these leads here, these are all very responsive leads. The follow-up sequence, like I said, takes a lot of the legwork out of it for you. We certainly suggest you try to reach them on your own as well. That is certainly highly recommended. But the automated sequence, we're just going to show you some of the results here. This is another one, an accident campaign that this was just 3 weeks in, and generated 41 prospects. And now when you click through to these leads, you could see all the communications and the automated communications that have gone on, as well as responses from the clients. So we're taking a look here. This lead, you can see on the right-hand side, all of the leads have filled out this survey questionnaire, along with providing their name, email, and phone number. How were you hurt? Did you have to go to the doctor? Do you currently have a lawyer? When did the accident occur, and how much compensation do you think you deserve? And you can see here that after this particular one, this lead came in on the 3rd, and after there were 2 other communications before this, they responded back and the dialogue began. And at that point, this also is a smart follow-up system, a 6-day sequence of follow-ups with the variety of emails, text messages, and voicemail drops. But the system knows, because we track everything, that when somebody responds back to any of these follow-ups that are engaging them to have that phone call or come into the office conversation with you, it detects that if anybody responds and takes them out of future sequences. And at that point, the ball is passed off to you entirely to continue the dialogue. So you could see that these touch points, after 5 touch points, this person responded. After 4 automated outreaches, this person responded. After 3 touch points. And this one, 13 days later, after 9 touch points, the person called back. You could see the log of the incoming call, and came in and signed up as a case 2 days later. This one responded 5 days later after 8 touch points, and they signed a couple of weeks later in early January. We have, this is just time and time again, we literally have hundreds and hundreds of leads that show this same type of behaviors. So at the end of the day, this has to be profitable for you. And if you've ever done AdWords, Google AdWords campaigns, you know that each click, whether somebody signs up that lead form or calls you, could be worth any north of $100 or more per click. Because we have our audiences dialed in and our data is so strong, and we know the people that are in the market for an attorney, that we're able to generate some really nice cost per lead. So just going back to the Google AdWords example, you could easily If you have a landing page that converts it at 30%, you're looking at getting 7 clicks to get that one lead. So if you're paying $50 to $100 or more per click, and it takes 4 or 5 clicks just to get that one lead, you're talking several $100s for that one lead, or even more sometimes. Our cost per leads, our average campaigns have generated between 43 and 64 leads. Again, these are exclusive campaigns that are run for you. These are not shared leads. These are not leads that are done round robin style, that are one is given to one is given to another. These are all generated for you. And our average cost per lead has gone from it goes in the $50 to $95 range. And our average case conversion rate, meaning how many cases close from that, averages in the 10% range. Some are less, some are more. A lot of those really have to do with your own closing skills and your own delivering of value propositions while you're dealing with that potential client. But we found our average cost to land a case on general personal injury is between $500 and $900. And on motor vehicle, the average cost per case, then this is per signing a case, is between $700 and $1,000 at the end of the day, which leaves plenty of ROI, especially in the motor vehicle accidents. We see most of these settlements, or actually where people feel the compensation they feel like they deserve, they come over on these lead forms, can range anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 on the low end to upwards over 7 figures. And there have been cases that our attorneys have closed in the 6 and 7 figure range from these leads. So these leads do generate results. So with these campaigns, everything is done for you. The only thing that we ask for you to do is to help record the voicemails, because we would ideally like them in your voice to be recorded. If that's something you're not comfortable with, we can do the recordings for you as well. This includes the proven sales funnel that we've created, the consumer intelligence data that finds the people that are in the market for an attorney, the automated follow-up sequences, the CRM follow-up dashboard, call tracking, lead follow-up tracking, full reporting, support anytime you need it. And there's also an iPhone and Android app that you could download that notifies you when your leads come in. You will also be notified by email anytime a lead comes in or anybody responds back to any of the automated follow-ups. You will get email notifications as well as the content of the follow-up that they send you. But at the end of the day, nothing else matters but return on investment. It's all about the return on investment. It needs to work for you to work for us. And we're not in this for the short term. Our clients, once they get on this program, they work the program, it works for them, and they stay. And so we're looking for serious attorneys that want to have a steady lead flow of personal injury leads, whether it's general personal injury or motor vehicle accident, month in and month out, and have a steady flow of leads that turn into a steady flow of clients. If you got 50 leads and you were able to turn 10%, which is the average, into new cases, 5 cases, even if they were smaller cases at $20,000 settlements, that's $100,000 worth of settlements, 30% or third plus expenses going to you. These campaigns start in the $5,000 per month range. We have no long-term contracts, but again, these are effective. We want to prove it to you. These campaigns just flat out work. We made getting started really easy. We're doing all the heavy lifting. We'll send you an agreement. You read the agreement. You'll record the voicemails from the scripts we give you. We'll help you work on those scripts. Our campaigns launch within 7 days, and the lead flow starts coming in just within a day or two of launching. Your job is to set those appointments, speak to those clients, and get them in and close them once they respond to the automated follow-up. We strongly suggest that you do some of this follow-up yourself also, to at least put a couple of calls in addition to the automated follow-up. These campaigns just work, folks. They work, they're tried and tested, they're proven, and they generate consistent results day in and day out. If you're looking for more high quality leads of auto accidents or general personal injury, you want this campaign. This campaign, as I said, they work. We want to prove it to you. Just click on the link below and schedule a quick call together. We can go through the details. If it makes sense, we'll get you started. This is not a high pressured sales pitch. This is for the ones that want more business and can see the power in what we're doing here. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me anytime. My direct number is area code 516-874-7999, or you can email me also at bill@totaldigital, or just click the link below and schedule a call. Thanks so much, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Have a great day.